I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name. I ain't going nowhere. Spencer is my name. Stay alive. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Tonight is our listener feedback show for episode 10 of Survivor, Chaos is My Friend. And the music you just heard was my latest parody, Staying Alive, all about Spencer. And Spencer, go ahead, David.
I'm just wondering if Spencer goes home this week, will you get the new Jinx title instead of me? Since I seem to pick the losers every once in a while.
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, that hasn't happened with what I've written, like 8 parodies this season. Yeah. I don't think they've all gone home.
But your percentages are increasing about who you could be sending home because of less and less people playing.
I did, Spencer. I did finally, after tweeting at least 1,365 times and tagging Spencer in each one of them, he did finally listen to the parody, and he said, "It's an honor, Dwayne. You are brilliant."
Wow.
And he said, "You're a brilliant lyricist. Thank you very much." And then he said, "Tony could use your help writing tweets."
What do we do about
that was good. That was good. Oh, another tweet from Robert Burt. I keep forgetting to send him feedback until it's too late. Yes, you do, Burt. So, anyway, all right, back to our show. We got a fun show tonight. Today is a special day, David. I know you're thinking tomorrow is, because tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, but today, as we are recording this, is the special day.
Actually, I did not know that tomorrow was Cinco de Mayo, because I don't really do anything on Cinco de Mayo. But I know what today is. And do you have any music? Do you have any music for me?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm sorry. Wait.
Dwayne and I would like to take a moment to wish you and yours, May the 4th be with you.
Yes. May the 4th be with you. May the midi-chlorians, which they totally ruined.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Well, I mean, that was too much science. They did not need it. Did not need it at all.
Please check this blood vial for midi-chlorian levels.
Because now you need to know
what my son with the needle.
They should have killed Anakin when he was little.
Yeah.
Never let him get older.
Right. We could have run the whole series. Just kill him when he's young. God,
change the timeline.
Horrible.
Pull a Star Trek and change the timeline so that 4, 5, and 6 mean nothing.
Yes. This is Survivor Talk with D&D about the new Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Coming out in 18 months or something like that. Which I can hardly wait.
Next year. There's too much coming out this year to worry about that next year, though.
Yeah. All right. So it's not too late to get your Survivor buff. As you can see, we have all of them. Both David and I have all the buffs for this season. They're pretty awesome.
Actually, I've gone show format where it's now Apari versus Luzon.
Oh, nice.
And they've merged into midichlorian or Solarian, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And over here is Ponderosa, which is full of beauties.
Yes.
Because they're no longer in the game.
David.
Thank you.
Very nice. I can see that. So look for the buff logo on our website and click it. And we don't get anything from it. Just go buy yourself a buff. Go to CVS. They're even cheaper there, I think. So, no, we'll never get any more buffs. Hey, if you enjoy our show, would you consider supporting us? You can do this. Well, let me ask that question. Would you? Okay.
Huh?
You can do this by telling others about the show. That's the easiest way, because then more listeners will listen. And the easiest way without any money out of your pocket to support us financially is to just go start your Amazon shopping using our links on our website. They're all over the place. Just go to survivortalkwithdnd.com/Amazon. Set that up as a desktop shortcut, and you will always support us every time you shop starting there. Of course, you can always use PayPal or our new awesome Patreon page, which I spent, gosh, at least a whole Saturday on. So go and look at it even if you don't want to support us. And watch the video. It has some pretty cool excerpts from some of our shows. And now I'm wishing I could redo it and put Staying Alive at the end instead of Spy Shack, because I'm sorry, Tony, but Staying Alive is my new favorite
Really?
song
Oh,
parody.
because of the lyrics? Or, it's a long one, too.
No, I just really like it. I really like it. Well, the third verse of Staying Alive is really good.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way that I'm still here. I ain't going home. No need to fear. Trish is next, and then it's Woo. Then Cass, I'm coming after you. And then the next day, it's okay. Tony will be on his way. He won't try to understand his paranoid effect on man. Did you know that the original song has "They don't understand the New York Times effect on man"?
No.
Isn't that the weirdest, most stupid line you've ever heard?
It's so high, I'm not sure you can understand the lyrics anyway.
No, I actually printed up the actual lyrics and was like, what? What do you mean? They don't understand the New York Times effect on man, and you're singing that in those tight white pants? That doesn't make any sense.
Guys, we just need an up-tempo song for the movie. We don't care what lyrics you put in it.
Gosh.
And all these ways that Dwayne mentioned you can find on our webpage, which is survivortalkwithdnd.com /support. Also on our webpage, you can find Colton's Countdown if you haven't read it already.
Yes, it's a good one.
Katya's and Shayna's blogs. You can find links to Andy's blog, which is out. And however, I have not read it for a very good reason.
Why?
This weekend, since Wednesday night's episode, is why I hate writing blogs and why I love writing blogs, because I started writing Thursday about why the move I thought was a bad move that Tony made. You know, we talked about it. My first comment was, did he just lose the game? And as I'm writing and ranking these players, I start to question what I'm writing. And then I start re-ranking I start from scratch again. I start all over, and some thoughts start coming to me, and it's slightly induced. I give Will, the Giant Ninja, a little credit because he posted Wednesday night on Facebook, hey guys, Tony is undefeated, or he's 6-0 at Tribal Council. He has not missed a vote yet. And that has been sitting in the back of my mind the whole time I was writing. So after my fourth or fifth version of my rankings this week, I finally came to the conclusion tonight about what that move is going to do for Tony and why it could be his most important move of the season.
Oh, well, that'll all change after the show tonight.
No, it won't.
Oh, okay. So your blog will be up by the time people are listening to this.
And the problem was Tony basically threw down the gauntlet at me last night by saying how good Andy's blog was and how he got a lot of things correct. So I haven't read it because I didn't want to read it, and I thought, man, I got to get something correct. So I've come up with my reason as to why I think it was a good move, and I hope you like it. It's in the blog. It'll be up later tonight, and I'll put it on Facebook and tweet it. Okay,
Andy kind of cheated because there's no way he could get it wrong because he took both sides. He said why Tony's move was the best and why it was the worst.
Oh.
So he kind of cheated.
Well, I didn't really say it was the best or worst. I said what Tony got out of the move, and I think I'm on point. So we'll see about that.
Well, that'll be cool, David.
Thank you, Dwayne.
I was going to tell you something else. Now I don't remember what it was.
You know what I can't wait for? Towards the end, after are you going to play your parody later, the whole thing?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. After that, I have a surprise for Dwayne. And
I
can't wait.
Is this going to be on the audio podcast, or is this the stuff afterwards that's only on video?
Well, you'll hear it on the audio, and you'll be told how to see it. So I'm not going to say any more than that. It'll come through on both audio and the video.
Okay, but we're still going to do the video-only stuff at the end for those that watch.
Oh, yeah. I've got books of questions now. I couldn't stop collecting questions, but we're only going to do a few.
Okay. Yeah, like 5.
Maybe.
Oh,
it depends on how many you get right. I can't let you go home with a 0. But anyway.
All right, listener feedback. First, we have someone from my work, from my church. She's in my choir.
Apparently, she's a lyricist.
And she wrote a limerick for us. Her name is Sharon Jr. Hi, Sharon. She's a soloist. She's in a group called the Hogan Family or something. Oh, great. Now I'm in trouble. The Hogans. They have CDs. They're Southern gospel. So they sing with a twang.
They have to understand that once you set somebody up to sing, you don't really pay attention anymore. You just take the break and go sit back and listen.
Hey, man, I don't even set people up anymore. I have my assistant do that. She sets up all the Wednesday night singings, people that are going to sing, and Sunday night and stuff. Or sorry, not Sunday night. Sunday morning we have church Sunday night. And although I do auditions for songs, so she had to come in and audition for a song, and she got it, and then she had to pay me $20. No, I'm just kidding. I always joke about
She
that.
had to
I'm
make
sure
a donation to the podcast.
yeah, she had to. Yeah, if you want to sing a solo at Lindsay Lane Baptist Church, you have to become a patron on Patreon for Survivor Talk. Not really. All right, Sharon. We had to do all that because your feedback is literally like 10 seconds. So, oh, David, I have found the best new show in the history of shows. I'll tell you very much so later, like at the very end when no one's listening anymore.
Yeah, we'll talk a little TV at the end.
All right, just for fun, she writes, a limerick. There once was a player named Tony who often was full of baloney. But that as it may, he did come to play, which is fine if he wasn't so phony.
It's too bad that all those words rhyme with Tony.
Yes. Enjoy the podcast. Maybe Pepper should be an outside dog. Just saying. Hey.
I was going to get Andy to ask you right away, how is Pepper? How is she doing?
So I'm getting ready for the... by the way, thank you, Sharon, for the feedback.
Yes, thank you, Sharon.
So for the limerick, I'm surprised Otto, Lou's daughter, Suzanne, hasn't sent one in before. She hasn't. I don't think she's ever sent us a limerick. Anyway, so I was, and if you're watching the podcast, you see I'm very distracted because I'm trying to do something. But I was, boy, I'm so distracted. I was getting ready for the podcast, and I go out into my room, and Pepper is laying on the ground chewing on Connie's necklace. I've got to figure out how to stop my dog from chewing.
I love the picture of her chewing on the bottle of stuff that's supposed to stop her from chewing on stuff. That's priceless.
And she has this thing for underwear. Like, in the dirty clothes underwear. She cannot resist it.
Okay.
She's like a perverted dog.
And from the hamper, we move on.
All right, next we have Mike Egan. David.
As tough as last week was to take, I think Tony finding another idol has made it worse, at least for me. I tried to read that optimistically, but it went down fast. Ironic how he found the special powers idol ASAP with no clues, and the regular one with easy-to-follow directions seemed to take him forever. I suspect the most predictable shows this season will be the next two. Previously, Tony jumped his alliance to vote LJ. Back to eliminate Jeremy. Over to the other side to blindside Jeffra, and if the pattern persists, home again for either Spencer or Tasha. Although likely, who Tony is aimed at just prior to Tribal Council is likely to be the next gone. Copy that explanation for the following week. In the past, there were more players to dilute the Tony ration provided quickly. Now it's full strength, and I wish we could just fast forward to final Tribal Council. I suspect he, being Tony, will be there, and to have the jury lambaste this guy is the only thing I am looking forward to, along with a Trish win, should she get there.
Golly, man, what's with all the Tony hate early on in the show?
Hey, you put him in this order.
Man, this is the order we got him.
Oh, gotcha. In the cards as well, look for his handy extra vote guy, Woo, to be there at 4. I guess he's final 4. If he's not, that's the only way I see Tony not in the final 2 or 3. Quick regarding last feedback show, kudos to both Dwayne and David for allowing strong, honest opinions to be expressed about the idol fiasco that went down. In fact, Dwayne, when you, primarily, because it was you and Andy for quite a while there,
Right.
Very nice conversation, and Andy were talking about what might have happened, you looked like a guy who drew the short straw for a suicide mission. He has that look often. I noticed that too. You clearly didn't want to be in that conversation, but you toughed it out, so good job, Dwayne. Yes, good job.
Okay.
Andy's remarks and observations were perfect, not only because they echoed mine, but because of the succinct, precise way he presented his explanations. Last, David disagreed with me about Tony being just about the camera, but clearly he was so intent on just going off on people that it looks definite he is playing for second at best, whether he knows it or not. The immediate buzz for him always trumps the future. He has lost sight of the goal. Great podcast last week, as always, the best. Mike from Canada.
Mike from Canada, eh? Always good to hear from Canada, eh? So apparently Mike from Canada strongly agrees with Andy that all of this is just rigged. Well, I do not agree.
I would concur.
All right. Next, we have Andy Westover. Here we go. Where's he from? Cameron, Missouri. The show me state. The overwhelming question that everyone seems to be asking following this last episode is, guess who this is about, David?
Tony!
Tony! Did Tony make a bad move? It has been discussed ad nauseum how it is a bad move and that he has no chance of winning after this episode, i.e., he won't get the jury votes because he's alienated too many people. He potentially destroyed his alliance, etc. Let it be said, I don't think Tony is going to win this game. However, I don't think he necessarily hurt his chances here. We didn't think he was going to win the game before anyway, right? And he may have even set things on a course to be of potential benefit to him and be a really exciting way to end the season. So here are my thoughts. There's going to be a lot of disappointed people if Tony wins. And Tony is going to be one happy fella. Just thought I'd throw that out. I mean, if he wins, it will be surprising because of the way he's played.
Not to me, because he's my new pick.
Well, okay, I say surprising, not the way the jury is made up. Okay? And the way juries vote. Would he deserve it? He's certainly played a heck of a game.
If you've never read my blog, I would suggest you read it tomorrow, which is Monday, or today if you're listening to it on Monday, and maybe it'll explain why I think the move could turn out to be very important, because I understand a lot of what he's saying. I had the same initial reaction, and he probably wrote this email shortly after watching the episode, but after I digested it, thought about it more, I think you might agree with what my thoughts are.
All right. Speaking of digesting, I've had 3 Klondike bars today. I'm not doing well.
What kind?
Cooked Oreos.
Oh, I got Rocky Road for some reason. They must have been on sale this week because we got them too. And
yes, they were. There's like 18 packages in the freezer. Like, Connie, I'm trying to get under 240 pounds. This is
so
not
stop
helping.
feeding me 3 a day.
Yeah, this is not helping me. Number 1, he says, prior to this episode, and especially just before Tribal Council, the pretty common belief was that Tony was solid until Final Four, and then he would likely get picked off. I'd imagine that he'll play his 2 idols, if needed, over the next 2 weeks, before they expire, thus placing him in the Final Four, right where we had expected him to be. Once in the Final Four, conventional wisdom would suggest that he is the biggest threat and would be voted out if he doesn't win immunity. All right. So, essentially, his potential before that move seemed pretty limited to Final Four. As of right now, post-move, he can sail right into the Final Four with absolutely no effort. So, in reality, at least as we anticipated, is he really any worse off? The answer is no. So if he is no worse off, he will either suffer the same anticipated fate or maybe even improve. I still think it is likely he'll get voted out at Final Four, but at least there is a shot now for him to get further in the game. Enter GOAT Tony. All right. Prior to Tribal Council, arguably the 3 biggest GOATs in the game were Jeffra, Cass, and Wu. I'm sure these 3, and especially Jeffra and Wu, were on every other player's radar to take to the final 3. With Jeffra gone and the believed distaste of the jury for Tony, I think that puts Tony into the top 3 of GOATdom. He can further his status of greatest GOAT over the next 2 tribals, in which he is completely safe, by seeing that GOATs number 1 and or 2 get eliminated. Okay, he's saying Wu and Cass need to get eliminated?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I so do not agree with this. If Tony can go into the final... We tell you, we discuss your feedback. We don't just read it.
I just love I so do not agree with this.
I mean, if you don't want it discussed, then don't send it. All right. If Tony can go into Final Four with Trish, Spencer, and Tasha, who do you think they'd want to take to the end? I don't think Tony is a sure bet for any of these 3, but I think Spencer would rather take Tony to the end than Tasha, and vice versa. In this scenario, and given a Final 3 instead of a Final 2, this is what I would be thinking if I were these players. Tasha would be thinking, take Tony and Trish. Spencer would be thinking, take Tony and Trish. Trish would be thinking, take Tony and hope that it's a Final 2. Now, see, exactly what I'm thinking. No one can beat Tasha or Spencer except each other.
Right.
So... Why would Tony want to take Tasha and Spencer to the final 3 with him? He wouldn't.
His only chance would be if they split those underdog votes and he gets one more, but I don't think that's possible. I don't think there's enough. Somebody would pick one or the other. It would be like an all Tasha vote, I think.
Well, it
But
goes into my thoughts for this week. I think Tony is going to get back with Cass and Trish and try to get rid of Spencer and Tasha. Tasha's going to win immunity like she always does, and Spencer, unfortunately for him, goes home. That's what I think happens this week. Because they would be stupid to go to the end with Tasha and Spencer. They've been the underdogs, and they keep winning. And
so he's saying that Tony is going to get rid of all the goats so he becomes the goat. I don't think Tony's a goat, though. I think his resume, which I actually listed in my power rankings this week, is too strong to go with Trish or, I mean, with Tasha and Spencer, that's difficult. But with Trish, I think he beats Trish. I think he beats everybody easily except for Tasha and maybe Spencer.
It depends on the jury. See, the whole argument is that the jury doesn't like him. And if that's the case, then he is a GOAT. So if you go...
I understand that. And hang on for a second because I just pulled my earphones out.
Oh, he has no idea what I said.
Because the jury doesn't like him is what you said.
Right.
But
No. That's not what I said. I mean, I did say it, but I don't want you to say I said the jury doesn't like him. I'm saying this whole premise is they say he's a GOAT because they say the jury is not going to like him. And so you want to take him with you because you can beat him. But that's assuming that the jury isn't going to like him.
See, I think with the way he's talked to people, with the way he has been talking, I think, even though we've heard that juries have their minds made up before filed tribal counsel, I don't necessarily think that's always true, but I think his opening statement can explain his whole season, and I think he could gain votes from that.
Yeah.
But it depends on who he's sitting next to. I think Tasha's got this incredible resume right now. If she keeps winning challenges, she's one challenge away from tying Kelly's challenge record for women from season 1 of 4 in a row, and if she wins the 5th one, she'll tie Colby.
Right.
No reason why she can't win 6.
Dude,
so,
Tasha could just win this whole thing all the way out.
If she wins all the way to finals, she's won.
Because how can you not give her the title of sole survivor?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she's the whole package. She's really good. Exactly. All right, Andy continues.
Oh, we got more. Sorry, Andy. We just made your 3-minute feedback a 12-minute feedback.
Yes. And now he continues. If Tony can supplant the biggest goats, that will at least keep himself in play for the end game. The jury may seem to be against him right now, but oftentimes jury members seem to primarily show respect for the person who made the moves, and no one can argue that Tony hasn't made moves. Going into GOAT mode would be yet another unique strategic move to put on his resume. If Tony can make it to the end, it'll certainly make for an awesome final tribal. Andy Westover, Cameron, Missouri. Excellent. So he's saying, Tony, you should want to be the GOAT, is what he's saying. At least that's what last paragraph said.
Okay, and I see his point at the end saying if he goes with Tasha and or Spencer, he's saying, look, I'm so confident that I played the best game that I'm sitting here with this person, and I think you'll vote for me after I explain to you how I played and why I did what I did.
Right.
However, I would not want to risk that chance and not take Cass and Wu to the finals. Why?
Exactly.
Why even give them the chance to vote for Tasha?
Right.
You say one wrong word and you've lost 2 votes. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't have Trish with you, you can't have Tasha with you, and you can't have Spencer with you.
I think you can out-argue Trish, but that's a risk. That's the next highest risk after Tasha and Spencer.
Right. Well, yeah, she's the third.
Yeah. So,
but there's been enough talk of how she's been playing the game. Although in the exit interviews, they're all like, "What? Trish is? We didn't even realize she was playing the game until we saw the episodes."
That's key. We didn't realize.
Yeah. All right, next we have, back from wherever he has been, Lou from New York. Wait, no, we don't. We have Wendy. Sorry, Lou.
Big difference.
Yeah, believe me. All right, next we have Wendy Zell. She sent in an audio. So let me go to it so I can pause it if I need to. Here we go.
Hello, Dwayne, David, and all my Survivor friends. Just calling in with a little feedback from the last episode. This is Wendy from South Dakota. My most favorite part of this episode was the whole segment with Wu eating his ribs and the music and the whole exchange that him and Jeff were having back and forth, I thought that was hilarious. That just really, it really tickled me, and I enjoyed it. Tony, I'm not a big fan of Tony, and I think if what they're showing us in the edit is true, I don't think he has a shot at all to win this. The only positive thing I can say about Tony's game is that he is making big moves, but he seems so erratic. But the positive thing I can say is I do respect him for not just taking goats along to the end, because, I mean, it would have been really easy for him to take Jeffra and Cass along, and I felt like that would be the only way that he would win this. But I've been surprised before, so.
All right, but before we continue with Wendy, she is saying, way to go, Tony, you're not taking goats to the end. Hello, if I'm trying to win the game, I don't care if I win against the best players or if I succeed in getting goats to the end. Right? Why is there some honor in beating the best at the end? Why not beat who you can beat? You're muted, David. I can't hear you.
I'm muted because I didn't want to interrupt her feedback. So, sorry. I just gave my whole reason. You didn't hear it? I think you always take goats to the end.
Exactly.
There's no honor in losing and coming second to somebody that you knew was going to beat you. But I think I think there's more to getting rid of Jeffra than just getting rid of Cass and Trish's goat. Because I think the three women were looking for it, and I think he went after. Oh, I don't want to give away my blog, but I think he went after control of the game. And I think he didn't want to give it to those three women. If Spencer's gone, whether it's female or not, those three women then control the next vote. He's got his idols, but they control votes. And why give them control where now it's Trish and Cass versus Tony and Woo versus Spencer and Tasha.
Right.
And Tony has idols. One they know about and one big one they don't. So he still, in a sense, has control of the game. And I think that was the vote for Jeffra, not necessarily getting rid of their goat, and that was a side benefit to it. But I think it was for control.
Okay. So what is funny here is if people are going to finish the podcast and they're going to have this strange urge to go read your blog, because you know how in the movies they used to subliminally put Coke messages?
Yeah.
Every single time you talk, you go, my blog. No, my blog.
Well, then y'all will join the 12 people that do read it. So.
Yes. All right, back to Wendy's comments about Tony being honorable for not taking people he can beat. Yes, Wendy, I'm messing with you. All right.
It's just not a lot of fun watching with one person has multiple idols. Unless I'm calculating this wrong, Tony has a lock on Final Four, which you have to use the idols before Final Four anyway, so he'll use one next time if he needs to, and he'll use one the time after that, and he's automatically made it to the Final Four, unless I've got that figured wrong. I guess I shouldn't say it's not fun to watch, because I always enjoy watching Survivor. I'm just, hoping for a good end to such a fantastic season. So I suppose I'm rooting for Tasha the most. I'd really love to see Spencer win. Any of them really, except for Tony, I'd be happy with seeing win. I just don't really respect the kind of game that he's playing, flip-flopping back and forth and lying when he doesn't have to. I guess he just reminds me too much of Russell. So, and I'm not a Russell fan at all. So maybe that's why I have such a strong negative reaction towards him. But you never know. We'll see how things turn out. And like I said before, I will always enjoy Survivor. So y'all take care. Bye-bye.
All right, this must be a woman thing, because Connie, my wife, she's like, she doesn't want Tony to win either. This must be a woman thing.
You know what worries me about me ever getting on the show? And I write about this in my blog. No, I'm just kidding. What worries me is I could see myself playing like Tony.
I know.
And we don't see 90% of his game, but I would certainly flip. I would certainly move if it leaves me at an advantage. And I'm sorry, but I'm a fan of the way he's playing. And it's not because we've gotten to talk to him. I like the interesting way he plays the game. I like that he fights for all these idols. And hey, Spencer had first choice at the rocks, and he chose the wrong rocks. So Tony got the idol because it fell in his hands from the draw.
Well, I mean, he had to go in that special inseam in the bag that had the right rock in it.
Oh, I thought we said it was taped to the outside. Probst waited for Spencer to draw and then threw in the black rock. But Wendy, if you'd like to ask any of these questions of Mr. Tony after the season's over, we would love to share these questions and thoughts because I can't wait for this 3 or 4 hour long chat we're going to have where he explains from day one because he wants to take questions from day one. If any questions from the beginning, he wants every question possible.
I fully expect we'll be able to have Cass on. I'd love to get Spencer on and some others. I think it'd be great. I think we could get quite a few on if we wanted to spend the time to do it, David. Just kind of how many post-season shows do we want to do?
And I'm working on one that I think Wendy would love to see on our podcast.
Gosh. Really? The LJ effect?
Sure.
It's Women's Night on Survivor. Bring your money.
The Patreon line is open.
Just put your dollar bills in the keyboard, and Dwayne and David will receive them and give LJ 50%. But we're not putting it in his drawers for you. All right. Oh, Wendy. Next we have David reading Lou from New York.
I must be missing a page. Mine's only like just over a page long for Lou's.
No, that is Lou's.
It is titled, The Beast Killed the Beauties and Brains Are Beaten. Multiple choice questions. How do you prepare for Survivor? Is it even possible to prepare for Survivor? What does one have to do to get ready for a game that requires so much versatility, drawing on so many talents? And how did this back to the basics cast prepare? Did they even have to prepare? Okay, take a deep breath. Do you step up your exercise regimen, jog, fatten up, get in shape, pump up, pump gas, balance on a beam, rock climb, play horseshoes, play games with small balls, play games with big balls, not shave or bathe for weeks, ask a friend not to shave or bathe and plan a road trip, watch past seasons, consult former players. I'm sure you'll get food advice. Watch D&D podcast.
Good advice.
Yes. Watch D&D podcast, watch Dr. Phil, watch Emerald, watch your mouth, watch your butt, blow kisses to yourself in the mirror, stay up all night, sleep in the backyard, in a mud, or on a Tempur-Pedic. Tell lies, cheat people, and deal with the consequences. Read Machiavelli, read Survivor blogs, tweet, retweet, eat bugs, starve, do word scrambles, jigsaw puzzles, cheat at word scrambles and jigsaw puzzles, look up the answers, enter the Coney Island dog eating contest, row a boat, buy a flint.
Whoa. Hot dog eating contest.
What did I say?
Dog eating contest.
Enter the Coney. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've ever read this, and I'm reading through it. Enter the Coney Island hot dog eating contest. The word hot just disappears when I go from Coney Island to dog. Enter the Coney Island hot dog eating contest. Row a boat, buy a flint, study law, psychology, algebra, nuclear physics, ballet, yoga, baseball, basketball, count cards, hijack cars, or shoplift men's pants from the dollar store. Heck, if you'll be sure to be on camera, you'll be sure to be on camera there. Spy on your neighbors in the bushes, run red lights, etc., etc., etc. Breathe here. Seriously, hard to anticipate what areas need work to be competitive. Not just to win challenges, but to win the game. But then again, it may be more wise to lose challenges. And the answers to his question up above, apparently that was a question.
No, it's a multiple choice.
Oh, it's multiple choice. Which ones are these? A, all the above. B, all the above and more. C, none of the above. D, well, don't expect me to have an answer. I have no idea. I'm sitting here with the martini eating almonds. Or E, I think you got the point. Do you have an answer?
No.
Okay.
There's no answer.
That's what makes this game so awesome. It's unpredictable, risky, lucky, and to some, unfair.
Yes.
That was section 1.
Very well put, Lou.
Yes, it was. I bet he had fun coming up with that. Section 2, the cheapest seats, or this game is not won, it's taken. Better yet, it's stolen. Yeah, I know nice guys finish last. Well, if you were told as a kid to play nice, don't be mean, behave yourself, don't be a bully, etc., and you listened, this ain't the game for you. LJ, Jeremiah, Jeffra, and Woo, too. Sorry, boo-hoo. These people are just so nice, likable, and well-mannered. Really, really, I mean it. They are wonderful people. I love them all. Alas, but nice just doesn't cut it here this season. Sorry. On the other hand, if you were also told to defend yourself and stand up for yourself, etc., as a kid, Survivor is the game for you. Seems like respect wins this game. Right, Cass, Trish, Spencer, Tasha, and Tony? I don't think they listen to their mommies all the time. They heard the demons in their heads. And somehow that earns them respect. Or are they feared? Are they also afraid? Seems like someone is afraid of a big bad wolf. But I have to say, Tony is the most respected. But how can one person against 5 others come out on top? It's all Greek to me. This dude must have been weaned by Medea, the devotee of the three-headed goddess Hecate. Is that right? Hecate. One of the great sorceresses of the ancient world. If I'd read this beforehand, I would have looked up how to pronounce that word. Medusa was unsuccessful at poisoning her husband. Medea, sorry.
Medusa.
Okay.
Medusa.
She didn't have to poison anybody. All she had to do was look at him. Medea was unsuccessful at poisoning her husband and had to flee Athens, taking her son Medus with her. After wait a minute. I think he's right about Medusa. Who's Medea? I thought it was Tyler Perry's Medea. That's spelled differently. Anyway.
This is so funny listening to you. I'm totally confused.
And Lou is going, why did you let him read my feedback?
Taking her son Medus with her. I doubt it's Medus.
Well, I was thinking Medusa again. After leaving Athens, Medus became king of the country, which was later called Medea. Medea, what do you want to say? Yes, he became king of Media. M-E-D-I-A. I see Tona mirroring Medusa's same fate.
No, not Medusa's. Medus's.
Medus's same fate. Whatever.
No, it's not whatever.
Wait. Just one more second, though. One more second thought. Is Cass channeling Medea? Is that right? Medea?
Yes.
Medea?
It does make a difference because
Medea?
Medus is a guy and Medusa's a woman. It makes a big difference.
Whatever. P.S.
You are so irritated right now. It's awesome.
Would be great if D&D had at least a portion of the podcast devoted to a general discussion comparing this season's reward and immunity challenges to other seasons.
Well, I'm not the person for that.
Yeah, that is a fun conversation, and we should probably get Steve or somebody really following the challenge, because Steve's an encyclopedia, and Andy probably too.
Yeah.
Or so. We can find someone to talk about, but that is a good thought.
Yes.
Thanks, Lou.
That'll teach you to not read. Why didn't you read his feedback beforehand?
Because I've been gone all day, and
You had plenty of time. You've been home for an hour.
Family time. I'm sorry, I put family before Lou. I will never do it again. It's all Greek to me. Yeah, that should have been a tip-off.
You are so irritated. Not at Lou. You're just irritated because you messed up so much, and you hate it when you mess up.
And I wouldn't care as much except that you keep going on about it.
I know. All right, we need to move on. All right. Oh, big breath. All right. I believe this person's name is Jackson. He called in on our phone line, which isn't as clear as our online voicemail system. So if it's not Jackson from Ohio, I apologize, but I believe it's Jackson from Ohio.
Hey guys, Jack and Kate from Cincinnati, Ohio. Sorry I haven't called and gave my feedback for a while. I've been busy. Just want to give you...
What, David? Why are you shaking your head?
It's Jack Kincaid.
Oh!
Listen to it again. Yeah, listen to it again.
Chad Kincaid.
Oh,
It's
Chad
our friend
Kincaid.
Chad.
Oh, sorry, Chad.
All right, I'll rewind it and start over. It's Chad Kincaid. Here we go.
Hey guys, Jack and Kate from Cincinnati, Ohio. Sorry I haven't called and gave my feedback for a while. I've been busy. Just want to give you a quick insight. This season has been awesome. I call it the season of the blind side. But this last episode was a very sad one for me. Obviously, because Jeffrey got voted out. She was my favorite female going in because she's from Kentucky and I'm from Ohio. So pretty much, as we all know, the beauty tribe is no more. as far as Tony and his prowess with idols, as far as him playing a great game, yeah, he's playing a good game. He's got to be doing something right to get this far. Of course, he has his idols are apparently his friend. There's some controversy saying he's getting help, but I don't think so. I think he's just getting really lucky. My thoughts with the super idol, that's got to be one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard of. Having an idol to use after the vote's been cast is really, really stupid because it takes out the fun, the suspense. Basically, it's taking the game out of the survivor's hands, pretty much. Yeah, so I don't like that idea. But Tony having all these idols, now, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. You know, the preview of next week shows that, you know, everybody's gunning for him, but obviously there's no way he's going to leave. So, you know, I think he's going to go make it to the finals, but as far as him winning, I think he has a very slim chance unless he's going against Cass. Because if you look at the jury, whenever Tony speaks, there's a bunch of eye rolls and stuff. You got to look at the, a lot of people are saying, yeah, Tony's going to win. You know, you got to look at the bigger picture. He has a slim chance because it seems like not the jury really likes him too well. Now, unless he goes against somebody like Cass, who I think the jury doesn't like too much either. But if he goes against somebody like Tasha, who I'll get into in a little bit here, if he goes against somebody like Tasha or Spencer, he has a very slim chance of winning the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like Tony. He's a very entertaining villain. It's very rare I root for a villain, but he's one of the few villains I root for. Besides Abby Maria being my favorite female of all time. But anyways, Tony's to me is a very entertaining character, and he's very friendly with the fans, and that goes a long way. Okay, on to some other players. Tasha is doing awesome. She was not one of my favorites going in, but she sure has impressed me. So, you know, I see her going very, very far as she keeps playing the way she does. And, you know, she keeps winning challenges, and she makes it to the finals. She has a good shot at winning because, as far as I can tell, she hasn't really made anybody mad or anything, or has made any real enemies. So I think she has a really good shot at winning it. I like everybody pretty much that's in it except Cass. I hope she goes next. I'm not a big fan of Cass. So anybody else? Trish, Woo, Tony. Let's see, who else? Who else is left? Spencer or Tasha could win it. I would be happy with that. So, but that's pretty much my thoughts. I think this season has been awesome. So keep up the great podcast, guys. And I said it sucks that Jeff left. Yeah, very sad about that. All right, guys. Thanks for having me, and keep up the good work. Later.
Now, the reason I was laughing at the beginning was because he said, sorry he hadn't sent it in a while, and then he could have said, because you don't know who I am, or you didn't get my name right.
I didn't understand it. I didn't. Now, once I heard it in my head, then it's plain as day, and everyone that's listening is going to go, well, yeah, it was obviously Chad.
It's hard. I hate to look at edits, but from an analytical side, we have to, and Tasha is getting a social and physical edit, but she's getting like no strategic edit. We're not getting anything really that she's doing that's causing any moves or causing any votes. Spencer's getting more of a strategic edit, even though I don't think it's been that successful. I think he's made right moves at the right time, kind of like Sandra did. But I mean, the only strategic edit we're getting is Tony's, because anybody else is falling to the wayside once a vote comes up, if it's a flip or if it's a blindside. So I mean, I could see Tasha getting the while she made it, she's all the way here, and the most liked vote, and if that happens, it happens. But I don't know. But I know what you mean about Jeffrey, because when Sarah left, I was down too. But it's going to come down to what the jury wants to vote for. You know, do they want to vote for the biggest move? And it depends on who you're sitting with, as we've all said, you know, over and over again. If he's sitting with Woo, Tony's got who's played this game better, who's done more. But I don't really see him as is he a villain to you?
No, I don't. If he's sitting with Woo, Woo will go, you know what, guys? This game was awesome. If I don't win, That's all right.
And then they'll say, "What did you say about Tony earlier?" "Oh, he's a brilliant strategist."
Brilliant. In fact, you shouldn't let me win. You should let Tony win because he brought me all this way.
"It would be an injustice for me to win."
Now, I don't really see. I don't know. I can see why some people think Tony's a villain, just because he lies a lot and he tells everybody what they want to hear and stuff. But he's not mean. I mean,
It's funny. I was talking to Karen at work at church this morning, and we were talking about. We always before class starts, she talks about what's going to happen. What are y'all going to talk about tonight? All this kind of stuff. And she said, she goes, "There's no way you can play the good guy game anymore and get to the end." And she was talking about Ethan from Survivor Africa. You know, Ethan was one of the. They say he won because he was honest this season. He played well. He played hard. He won challenges. And she goes, the way this show has evolved over 28 seasons, it's really hard to play a straight up honest game all the way to the end. At some point, you're going to have to flip. At some point, you're going to have to turn. You know, and you're not cheating. You're just making moves in the game.
Yeah. All right, that's a good point. Next, we've got Will, the giant ninja, who lives by the sea. What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the giant ninja. Actually, I probably should have let you read this because you can imitate him perfectly. It's really good. By the way, can you please take your phone off the desk?
What? Is it vibrating?
Yeah, every time you get a text or something, it's going bzz, bzz.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Sorry for how late this feedback is. I had a long weekend and just never found time to get it. I'll do better next time. Number 1, David. I will admit that I enjoy soccer at the highest level. World Cup and EPL games both keep my attention. I kind of wish I had a club to follow, but I can't seem to fall in love with one. Oh well, regardless, though, the fact that your daughter is called the Net Ninja does not prove that soccer is palatable. All it proves is that ninjas are awesome. The next time a ninja is called the Cinder Back Attack, that would be a relevant point. That was good. Number 2, I was completely wrong about last week. Well, not completely wrong, but wrong enough. If you'll recall, I told you that the 3-person Women's Alliance was about to run the game. But I also told you that there was one person that could thwart that, and he had one chance to do it. I'm convinced that I was right about Trish, Cass, Jeffra, and I'm super impressed that Tony saw it coming and put a stop to it, even if his concern was a 4-woman alliance. Number 3, Spencer is still around, and I'm shocked. I'm now thinking that the 3 brains may end up being the final 3. Now, in line with him saying that, even before we went on the air, Robert Bowery is on our YouTube page, and he commented. He said, somehow the 3 original Brain Tribe members are left. And then he said, remember when Spencer said, this could be the final 3, the only thing between us and that is 2 entire tribes?
Yeah.
Foreshadowing?
Could be.
All right, back to Will. Will's feedback got interrupted. Robert now owes him $250. I'm now thinking that the 3 brains may end up being the final 3. That was wishful thinking earlier in the season with Spencer's winners quote, but now it seems like a reasonable possibility. And what a story it would be. We were shown that line for a reason. Number 4, Tony is awesome. Just awesome. I wish he never found the TP idol, and I hope he never has to use it. But the dude's making the final 4 at this point, and hopefully he can align himself with folks that want to take him to the end. As a viewer, I can't imagine better television than Tony at a final tribal council. Team TV, baby.
And, you know, we've only got 3 episodes left, so it's got to come up sooner or later if it's going to have any relevance in the game.
Wow. We only have 3 episodes? Only 3 weeks left of podcasting?
Only 3 weeks.
Move on to other things like movies and stuff?
Yep.
Wow. Do our
TV
wives
shows.
know we're going to podcast through the summer yet?
No.
They don't know that yet. Okay.
No. Shh.
Don't tell them.
Go back to Will's feedback.
Number 5. So where do we go from here? I'm hesitant to predict, but I'll give it a shot. Trish and Cass are unwilling to forgive Tony a second time. They try to blindside him, even getting Wu in on it, per the preview. Trish, Cass, and Wu vote for Tony. Tony votes for Spencer or Tasha. Spencer and Tasha throw their votes on Wu. Tony is voted out, but he plays his TP idol, and Wu goes home in an unexpected twist. Next week, things are still tense between Tony and Trish, and they can't work together. Trish wants Tony gone. Tony wants Trish gone. Spencer and Tasha, knowing that Tony has another idol, the one he showed everyone, vote with Tony to get Trish out. The next week, they vote Tony out, and the brains are the final three. Tasha wins. If it's a final three. If it's a final two, whoever wins immunity between Tosh and Spencer will take Cass with them and win. I love me some Cass, but the jury doesn't.
So, since I didn't mention it during Wendy and Chad's feedback, I'm going to mention my blog again. And I've got a scenario in my blog similar to this, very eerily similar. However, it's a way to get Spencer out of the game, not Wu. Why would you want to get rid of Wu when he's a goat to take to the end? Why would you want to take Spencer? You know, but I see a scenario and this is the funny thing is because my scenario started like this and evolved into something else to get rid of Spencer. I was writing it on behalf of the two women, so it's in my blog.
All right. SurvivorTalkWithDND.com. So our 5 out of 5 performance in the Newlywed Game was pretty popular last week, huh? No, David, that doesn't mean that we're married. You know what they say, great minds think alike. Apparently, so do we.
So he's saying we're not great minds, just that we think alike.
Or that he's a great mind.
Don't put yourself down, Will. Don't do that to yourself.
Next week, I'll try and get back to some interactive questions and answers.
Oh, good.
When I have a little more time to put into it. Any requests? More Newlywed Games, Survivor Jeopardy, something else? Let me know on Twitter. Later, peeps. Will at the Giant Ninja. Lives by the sea. Good job, Will. All right, our last feedback for the evening before we get to the CBS teaser for next week, the Survivor Challenge, Fun Office Pools. We'll get to hear a little bit of my Staying Alive song. David's got something planned. And, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, something for only you YouTube viewers. So let's get to it. It's Enrico from the Philippines.
Hi, David and Devane.
There you go.
For my feedback this week, I'd like to ask you guys 3 simple questions. You can look at this paper and see that first question is not a simple question.
That is correct. It is a full paragraph.
Number 1, how can production improve the auction, which has become too predictable as shown in the last episode? In earlier seasons, the auction was just a respite from the survival aspect of the game, and the goal was only to get the best deal out of the funds available. Lately, the auction has become some sort of a reward challenge for clues and advantages, and people are holding out many for themselves or to outbid a certain person. We saw this unfold last episode, and good thing production was on their toes to keep things fair. But on future seasons, the auction could become less and less effective. My suggestion is to put the clue or advantage on a random covered plate without any hints on its contents so that a random person gets it. Or maybe hide it inside a sandwich or something. How about you guys?
Oh, I like that. It also goes along with what Cass said in our Facebook group. Cass was on our Facebook group and we were talking about the auction, and she said she felt like all the plates should be covered. So if they covered all the plates, then wouldn't it be great if they did this? And you're not bidding on an advantage in the game. You're always bidding on a plate, and any one of them could have the advantage in the game.
And instead of letting people hold their money, they could actually say, every plate's going to be covered. Not every plate is food.
There you go.
You know, so
you win. You know what? That's a really good idea.
It is a good idea. You should tweet
Cover
first.
them all. Yeah. Cover them all and put clues in a couple of them.
Yeah. How about that? Put multiple clues out there so they don't think it's all gone.
Yeah.
Number 2, since Russell was able to burn Jason's socks and Sandra was able to burn Russell's hat, is it also possible to at least hide Tony's bag of tricks? Like during one of his rendezvous, just to induce some paranoia to him. It's not like he keeps his idols there. He should know better, I suppose. But then again, at the rate he is burning bridges with his alliances, the bag may already be empty by now.
Okay.
I don't know if they'd let him get away with that. If that's his possession, his bag, then I don't think they'd let them burn that.
Oh yeah, that was a question. No, I don't think they.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Number 3. As predicted last week, the Beauty Massacre is complete, and the Alliance of Comfort is done. Is it time to bring out Chaos Cass again? If so, I can't wait what her take on this will be.
It's
That's
time to bring out Chaos Cass. Just shake things up and show my sass. No.
According to Next Week on Survivor, it does look like it's going to be a more involved Cass episode.
All right.
That's all for this time. Enrico from the Philippines. P.S. Something's telling me that Spencer's going to be staying alive this next episode.
But you can tell by the way that I'm still here. I ain't going home, no need to fear. Trish is next, and then it's Woo. Then Cass, I'm coming after you. And then the next.
Yeah, I'm hearing those things too, Enrico. I can't get them out of my head either now.
Somebody actually put on Twitter this week something about Survivor Man. I forgot about Survivor Man. Was that this season or last season?
That was last season. Wasn't that
Leave
Tyson?
me alone. I'm a Survivor Man.
Tyson and Sierra or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that was last season.
Yeah.
So long ago, but that was just last season.
I know. All right, that's our feedback. It is now time for the CBS Express teaser for next episode. No spoilers here, my friends.
The title for episode 11 is Havoc to Wreak. During an intense challenge, castaways attempt to crack the code and earn a spot in the final 5. Additionally, one castaway's paranoia threatens another's stake in the game, and Tony's closest confidant is wooed by another alliance. Wow, such subtle clues.
Wow, let's not play on words there.
No.
Dude. So who's the paranoid? Who's the castaway that's paranoid? You would think Tony, but maybe not.
It could be Woo. I mean, if I'm trying to remember what they showed on Next Week on Survivor, it just showed Cass talking to Woo and I think Trish about turning on Tony, but one castaway's paranoia. Would it be something if both Tasha and Spencer lost and they started turning on each other to try to join the group?
Maybe.
Well, we know who's Tony's closest confidant, being wooed by another alliance.
Yeah. All right, let's see how many points our Survivor
Oh,
Challenge
shoot.
players got.
I did not print
before
that up.
What?
Nope.
What?
Do you got it printed up?
No. We can go to Fun and Office Pools, and I can handle that while you're pulling up Shayna's stuff.
Okay.
Do that. So the questions for Fun Office Pools. The first question is, what does Tony do? Runs around. That's what Tony does.
Pretty much.
The option. I don't even. The options are he does not play an idol. He plays an idol. I don't remember what all the options are. But I chose he does not play an idol.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My first reaction before I started my blog was that he did not play an idol. But I think at this point, I think he might, because I think they're gonna work on Woo. They're gonna woo and try to get him to flip on Tony. I think Tony's gonna get wind of it, and just to make sure he's not in a tiebreaker or anything else, I think they're going to. I think he's gonna play the basic idol and
But
let him
why?
think he flushed it.
Why waste a basic idol? I mean that's why would you play a basic idol when you have the TP idol? I mean, if you think you're gonna get voted out, then wait, and you can play the TP idol.
Okay, so I'll change my pick to match yours.
Actually, you're right, David. He is gonna play his idol.
I mean, yeah, you're right. There's no point when you still got the other idol to let him think that. But
All right. What happens to Spencer? Oh, you're not gonna like it. Well,
I think this is Spencer's week to go home.
that's what I put.
Yeah.
I put he is eliminated. Even though I didn't put that on my song, that's what I put. He's eliminated. I put all 20 points on Spencer.
See, oddly enough, I put all 20 on Woo until I finished my blog. Then I changed it to Spencer.
Yeah. See, I just don't think anybody wants to take Tasha and Spencer with him to the end. And Tasha's going to win immunity, and so Spencer is going to go home.
But if you try to go by the edit, it seems like Spencer's getting more of an edit than Tasha, which would lead me to think Spencer wins this week and Tasha goes home.
Well, maybe so. But Tasha's on a run. Although Spencer is always right there behind her.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll split my points, 10-10.
In
Thanks.
fact, Wu was second last week. Maybe it's his turn to finally win a second challenge.
I don't know. All right, that is our fun office pool. How are you doing in our fun office pool? I'm in 7th place. David's in 48th or something.
Gosh. No, I think I broke 40.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm in like
Now,
39.
if you're playing our Survivor Challenge, we do have some points for you right here. If not, you can skip ahead a few minutes to David's surprise for me. So what about our Survivor Challenge?
The points given this week, week number 10.
Mm-hmm. Let's do mine first. Oh, no, let's do yours first because yours are quick. Tony and Cass.
Let's see. Cass got 1 point.
Woohoo! For
She
being on
was-
the episode.
He was in the episode. And Tony got 13 points.
Golly.
2 idols and all
Explain
that good
those
stuff.
to me.
I will in a moment. Let me read your points now, because I've only got one page up at a time. Jeffra got 4, Spencer got 3, Tasha got 4, Trish got 2, and Wu got 1. So we each got 14 points this week.
Golly. I want to know how Tony got all those points.
And right now you're sitting at 245, I believe, and I'm sitting at 202.
Still a close game.
Well, it's close enough that at the end goes my way, and Cass and Tony survive to the end, and I could catch up.
All right. So how did Tony get those points?
Tony got those points. Let's see. Tasha got a point for winning another immunity challenge.
Yeah, I don't care about that. How did Tony get his points?
Hang on. Let's see. Each episode started. Jeffrey got a point for making the jury. She got 3 points, actually. Trish got a point for a blur. Spencer had 2 blindside points. Tony got 6 blindside points.
Oh.
And Tony had the 2 idols.
All right.
Good job, Shayna.
You know what, Tony? I don't appreciate you saying blindside so much. Does not make me happy.
Well, he's following our challenge. So when the second idol showed up, he tweeted me and said, "How'd you like that second idol?"
Yeah.
More point.
All right, y'all. So this week I wrote another parody. I called it "Staying Alive" because I knew Spencer. You know, he's been just clawing at it and staying alive, and so that song popped into my head. So I wrote it. We will have it at the end of this. At the end of this episode, do I need to play the whole thing right now, David, or can I just save it to the end? Hello?
How long is it?
4 minutes. I mean, it's a good song. I could play it here.
Play, because they can always skip it if they don't want to hear it.
All right, so here we go. This is my song parody, "Staying Alive."
Well, you can tell by the way I play this game, I am really smart, I put you to shame. Tony's loud, who's out to lunch? I've been on the outs, but I played a hunch. You know it's alright, it's okay, I'll let you see another day. They can try to get me out, but they don't know what I'm about. Whether Tony's talking or whether Wu is falling, I'm staying alive, staying alive. I know he has an idol because he brought her down to travel, but I'm staying alive, staying alive. Ah, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Ah, 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 staying alive. Well, now I get Trish, I really do, but I just cannot get this Wu. He follows Tony everywhere, 16 in like lights on hair. You know it's alright, it's okay, I'll let you see another day. They can try to get me out, but they don't know what I'm about. Whether Tony's talking or whether Wu is falling, I'm staying alive, staying alive. I know he has an idol because he brought her down to travel, but I'm staying alive, staying alive. Ah, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Ah, 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 staying alive. I ain't going nowhere, Survivor's my game, Spencer is my name. I ain't going nowhere, Spencer is my name. staying alive. But you can tell by the way that I'm still here. I ain't going home, no need to fear. Trish is next, and then it's Rue. Then Cass, I'm coming after you. And then the next thing, it's okay. Tony will be on his way. He won't try to understand his paranoid effect on man. Whether Tony's talking or whether Rue is falling, I'm staying alive, staying alive. I know he has an idol because he brought it out of tribal, but I'm staying alive, staying alive. Ha, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Ha, 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 staying alive. I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name.
All right, you get the gist. You know, we lost a lot of viewers while that was going on.
Did we really? That's why I was asking you how long it was.
I was over here. I like stood up and danced. All right, so that's my song parody. You can find it on iTunes and get it. All right, David. So what's this big surprise?
This big surprise, I'm actually posting it on Facebook right now.
What? I'm not on Facebook because if I get on Facebook, my computer beeps.
Look at it on your phone.
Okay. Let me get out of this.
Sorry for the delay.
Yes, this is podcasting at its best. All right, so just tell me. I mean, this is an audio podcast, and there's nothing audio going on.
Well, on Facebook, I've just posted Alina's latest cover.
Oh my gosh!
It is awesome.
Dwayne Stroud, king of the parody songs, and there is my picture in an Elvis outfit.
That is awesome.
That has got to go on Twitter.
Yes.
Too cool. In fact, I'm putting it on Twitter right now. Wait, no, I can't. Anyway, I will put it on Twitter later.
She also sent me a new Tasha poster that I'm going to retweet and send out there later tonight.
Yeah?
But I love that. That was my little surprise for you. She worked on it recently and showed it to me, and I went nuts over it.
Oh, I love that. That is really cool. Thank you, David.
Thank Alina.
Thank you, Alina. All right.
Alina from Romania.
Romania?
Yes.
That's not how you do Romania either, Dwayne.
You just don't want me to feel so bad for going not Greek.
All right, y'all. Those of you watching on YouTube, hang around after we close it out. We got a little something extra special just for you. Follow us on Twitter at Survivor Talk. Guess what, David? We are up to 920 followers.
Woo.
It would be amazing if we could get up to 1,000 before the season is over. We have 3 weeks. That's 20 a week. And we did 20 this week. So we could do it. All right? Tweet. Let people know about the show. There are a lot more Survivor fans out there. Believe me, I know. They listen to other podcasts. So there are a lot of other shows, people out there that need to know about us. They just don't know because they're not told. All right? So Survivor at Survivor_talk. And follow David at David_STWDD. And, of course, join the Facebook group. Just look up Survivor Talk. Not the page, but the group. All right? So do that. Why don't you tell them about the website, even though they already know about it?
Yeah, SurvivorTalkWithD&D.com. Blogs,
There you go.
pictures, all kinds of great stuff.
Amazon especially. Seriously, remember to shop Amazon using our link. Any final words, David?
Go read my blog.
Just read your blog.
It'll be up within the hour.
Yes, it will. All right, thanks again for listening, everybody. That's all I got. How about you, Dave?
I'm good.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
All right, YouTubers.
Is anybody left? Did they come back after the song ended?
There's a few left.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. There's people watch it after. People watch it afterwards.
All right. What's this? What's this greatest show you found?
Bob's Burgers. Oh my gosh! I can't stop laughing.
I know you've sent me several clips.
It's on Netflix, and it is just flat out hilarious. Bob's Burgers.
I finished watching the following. My problem this week, we talked about your Klondike bars. Most of the shows have ended. However, our DVR is slam full.
Yeah.
So we're having to catch up on all of our shows. And here recently, we finished Justified. I'm keeping up with Blacklist. We're following the Americans. We're one behind on that one. We got the Vikings to catch up on. And I just finished the following. And I think what was the finale? Had to have been the finale. That is such a good show. So deep. Really, really good show.
Well, and I'm in season 5 of Mad Men.
I just couldn't get past season 1. I don't know why. I may try it again someday. I don't know. Probably not.
All right. So we're not shooting the breeze. We're doing this 5-question thing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. The first question. It's very simple. You should know it.
All right.
Which king in a deck of cards has no mustache? I'll give you choices. Clubs, diamonds, spades, or hearts.
Hearts.
Well done.
It was a complete guess.
Was it really?
Yes.
It was hearts.
But this is why I figured that, though. Mustaches are not the most popular thing with women, at least. At least, I think. And so the heart one, he wouldn't have a mustache. How did my dog get in here? Well, hi.
She urinated downstairs, so she ran up here.
Yeah, got it.
Go
All
away!
All right. Next.
All right, this one you gotta get
start barking. I'm sorry, y'all.
Did you ever watch Popeye, the cartoon?
Yes.
Okay. Which of the following is not one of Popeye's children?
Popeye has kids?
Yes. He has 4, and I'm about to give you 5 names.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. One of these 5 is not his child. The names are Pip-Eye, Peep-Eye, Popeye, Poop-Eye, or Pup-Eye.
Wait, spell the last one.
P-U-P-I. It's basically, they all end in I. And it's P-I-P-I, so it's Pip-Eye. P-E-E-P-I, which is Peep-Eye. P-A-P-I, which is Pap-Eye.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Poop-Eye is not one of them.
Wrong.
Really? They named their kid Poop?
Poop-Eye. It's Pap-Eye.
Which one is it?
P-A-P-E-Y-E. Okay.
All right, next.
Here's
now we are losing viewers.
Here's an historical question for you. Until the 19th century, solid blocks of what were used as money in Siberia? I get 4 choices for you.
Okay.
Until the 19th century, solid blocks of what were used as money in Siberia? Salt, tea, coffee, or soap?
Salt.
Wrong.
What is it?
Tea.
You don't have solid blocks of tea. Tea is a leaf.
They had tea.
Oh,
Liquid tea as blocks was sold as currency.
Hey, Pepper, say hi. Say hi, girl. Can y'all see Pepper? Hello. Hello.
Barely, yes, you can see her. All right. This one you'll get.
All right.
Not you, Pepper. No, Dwayne.
Uh-huh.
True or false? Is that your answer? True or false? A jiffy is an actual unit of time.
Yes. True.
Do you know
I'll see you in a jiffy.
Do you know what the unit is?
Yeah, jiffy.
No. What's the numerical unit of it? What's the fraction that it is? It's 1/100th of a second.
Are you serious, really?
Yes, exactly. Cool. You're right. You're exactly right. All right, I'm gonna give you one more then. And since I gave it Disney last week, I'm gonna do it Disney this week.
All right, here we go. Disney.
Pinocchio is Italian for what? I got 3 choices for you. Pine ear, pine eye, or pine nose.
Well, pine nose, of course.
That's wrong.
Are you serious?
That was why I put pine nose in one of the options. It's pine eye.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Pinocchio.
It's Pinocchio. He's known for his nose. Pinocchio is known for his nose. So it's pine nose.
All right, one more since you got a dog in the room.
All
What's the most unique factor about the sentence? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Oh, everybody knows this. It has every letter of the alphabet in it.
Well, that's a good way to finish with the right answer.
Yes.
You were so bad last week, or do you want a harder one?
Well, no. I think our next episode we don't need to do 5 questions. You need to do something else that will embarrass me.
Something different. Okay. I can certainly do
Something
that.
different this way comes.
Let me get your parents' number, and I'll find that.
Yeah. No. No, I'm just playing with you. All right, so I got 2 of them right, I think.
I think you got 3. You got Jiffy, you got Hearts,
Oh, yes.
and you got the
Guest on
Quick Brown Fox. You got the extra credit question.
Awesome.
Much better performance this week.
That's right. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging around to watch the whole thing. Thank you.
See ya.
I was reading on YouTube. Well, hold on. I was reading
Oh.
on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Why were you
And,
reading? It's an audio and video website.
You're right. I was watching on YouTube some of their, how to make your videos stand out and all that kind of stuff, which is why we have new graphics for our videos.
Mhm.
But one of the things it was talking about was that they don't really rate videos now by how many hits they get.
Mhm.
They rate them by audience retention.
Oh, who stays till the end?
Yeah, not even to the end. Just how is your audience retention throughout the episode?
Oh.
Yeah. So, but one of the cool things was I looked at our last episode,
Mhm.
and when you first look at it, obviously you have this big drop at the beginning, and then you have like 25% of the people watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then if more than that. But whenever you compare that to other videos of that length, we
Mhm.
are above the average the whole video.
Wow. Thanks,
I know,
guys.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, so thank y'all. See you later. Bye.